Hey there. So if you're looking to improve lead quality on Instagram or generate more quality leads on Instagram, here are three quick ways. And a little bit of context first. It's not going to be a massive lecture or anything like that, but it's kind of important to know. So Facebook ads generally has machine learning included in it. And what that basically means is they improve the results that they give you based on the performance of those ads. So the way it works is machine learning in general. You give some kind of program a bit of a brief, it generates a whole bunch of different outcomes, and then something grades those outcomes. In this case, two of these are failures and one of them is good. And then that goes back into the brief, and then it tries again, and then hopefully this time it generates more and more good quality outcomes until eventually or close to 100% of the outcome is good. So what that means in Facebook's case is we need to give it that feedback somehow. So there are two ways that we can do this. The first way you can do this is actually moving the leads in the lead center. So if you go to business.facebook.com/latest/leads_center, you can just click this link. You will see your own lead center, which has kind of a CRM Kanban style of all the leads that have responded to your ads. This is for instant chat ads and instant form ads as well. And what you need to do is you need to move leads from intake into qualified or converted. Obviously, converted is the stronger data point for Facebook's machine learning to understand that that type of person or that background is an A+, but qualified also helps. So if I were you, if I were generating leads for, say, a local service or an online program, anyone who picks up the call and is not disqualified for being the totally wrong type of background, even if they're not that great, I would move them to qualified, because at least you're optimizing for people who pick up the phone when you call them back. And then anyone who converts out of those, I would move it into converted. What's also interesting is you can click, when you drag the lead here, you can also move it to disqualified or lost. So I would use disqualified to mark anyone who is basically a terrible lead for whatever reason. They don't put their name in properly, or they give you a bung phone number, whatever. I would move them to disqualified. So that's the first way you can do it. So the second way you can also do it is you can make use of Mark Zuckerberg's giant data farms, which is draw on Facebook's, I guess, machine learning results that they've gotten from everybody else. So when you create your form, you can choose your form type. So you can optimize for more volume or higher intent. So if you optimize for more volume, obviously they just want people to fill out the form as fast as possible. But if you put higher intent, when you do that form, it will add a stage where the user has to swipe their thumb across in order to confirm submission of the form. And in theory, what that does is it stops more people from completing the form on autopilot. But what it also does is it trains the algorithm to find people who are actually going to go ahead and swipe that submit button rather than just tapping a submit button to reply to your form. So that's the second major way to do it to improve your lead quality. The third way is to make use of flowcharts. And the way that works is when you go and create your form on Facebook, you can use a conditional logic. So if you scroll down to where it says questions after you enter the name and you put conditional logic on, then you can add a question, and then you would add a multiple choice question. For example, yes, no. And then you can choose what happens after that step. So in this case, you make it submit. And then if they are not a fit lead, you make it go to end page for non-leads. That's really important. You don't want them all going to the correct page for good quality leads. So if you're a local business, something you could ask here would be, do you live or work near location where the business is located? If you're a national business, you might be asking, how quickly do you intend to transition from the situation that you're in now to the desired outcome that we provide through our training program? If someone puts like ASAP, they may be a better quality lead than someone who puts, 1 or 2 years, as an example. So that's the third way you can improve lead quality on Instagram. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'd love to make another video. Otherwise, have a good rest of the week.